Hey, if I'm Jigsaw, I feel the same way. But what's good, y'all? We back with another one, and today I got the review for the one and only. Well, it's the one and only, but it's number 10, so it's like one of 10. But it's one of one. To be honest, I'll get to that. Saw 10. From the last Saw movie I saw, this was a huge fucking improvement. At the end of the day, nigga, Saw 10 might be the best Saw movie they've come out with since Saw 1. That feeling you got as however old you were 20 years ago watching that first movie, they stir it back up in you for this one, man. And I guess maybe it feels good too because it takes place in between like 1 and 2 or 1 and 3. So it's like 1.5 or 1.7, whatever. Make a long story short, he ends up in between, like I said, Saw 1 and 2, I guess. He ends up going to the doctor, and you get to see him. You get to see actually John Kramer, like how the wheels turn in his head, like how he processes shit. The opening almost feels like it's the middle of one of the older Saw movies or like one of the older flashbacks. Like they come to you in the middle of that shit. Because the opening scene isn't really what you would expect or what you would think. It's just kind of just drags you right into it. Nigga, Jigsaw feel like he could be your granddad. Like you feel sorry for this man. Like you want to see him get some help. Even though that might not be good for some other people. You want to see him get some help. But to make matters worse, right when Grandpa think he found a cure and something that could, really help this fucked up situation of his, these niggas scam Grandpa. Hey, like I said, I understand Jigsaw to a certain degree. I also understand Cecilia to a certain degree. But if niggas try to scam my granddad, I'm gonna let Granddad rock. That's all I'm saying. If it couple of traps where we cutting motherfuckers up, or you cutting yourself up, you getting blood boarded and radiation to the face. That's what happens. That's what happens when you do things like that. Speaking of which, that leads me to the traps. Now, the traps were, I don't know, let's just say fun, for instance. I took the pleasure in naming a few of them myself. I liked them. First we had pipe bomb arms. First we had vacuum eyes. Vacuum eyes was cool. That was the fake out. Then we had pipe bomb arms. It was like Edward Scissorhands, but it was X-Acto knives, and you put the pipe bombs in. You gotta watch the movie. Then we had the seesaw. The seesaw was nice. I forgot what he called that saw, but it was that was the way the way they did that scene, bro. They built up the tension, making you think she was gonna get up out of there, and she waited too long to start. In all honesty, that's what it was. She waited too long to start. Everybody had 3 minutes. Well, not everybody, but I think half of them had like 3 minutes to get out of their trap. And for what they had to do in 3 minutes, after you just tell a nigga they got to do that, I don't think that was enough time. That was a little harsh. But Seesaw tried to make it out. I think she got down to like the last couple ounces of bone marrow. It was wild and didn't work. And the way they make the body fall apart, oh my God, you got to see it. You got to see it. It's crazy. It had that. I was in the theater like, ooh, bitch. Ooh. And then it was just that climax of just the flop. I was like, oh, fuck. It was wild, man. But that was Seesaw. That was probably one of my favorites. What happened after Seesaw? Then we had the Mayan oven. The Mayan oven. That one really that one made me like, how did you have the time for that? That was a lot of design. He had to have had that made back in like the Saw 1 days when he started this shit and just hadn't used it yet or something. It's like the Mayan Dutch oven or some shit like that. I don't know. It looked like an oven you gotta see it. Oh, a radiation face. Yeah. Poe Gabriella was so fine. From the moment she opened up that door, I was like, oh. Come to find out she was pilt out her fucking mind. That girl needed rehab bad. But that's also why Amanda, when you get to see how Amanda and John interact more, that's why Amanda felt so bad for her and was kind of like trying to help her out going against John and shit. Meanwhile, old girl is sitting up there listening to Cecilia dumbass trying to. The rope scene was crazy. That was just wild to see how much mental control she still had over the whole group at that point. I mean, that takes me kind of, I guess, to the end of the movie, really. But where Cecilia, he was saving her for the end, and it didn't really work out like that, which might be my biggest problem with the movie. I feel like they kept that bitch live just for like to dangle the sequel, like the next Saw 11 in your face. Which I guess if they do it like this, I wouldn't be mad at. You bring back Tobin Bell again, I'm with it. You got to de-age him next movie though, because it fit for the timeline. Well, no, I guess you don't, because I guess you just can't wait 20 years. But out of everybody that got what they deserve, she the main one that didn't. You know what I'm saying? And she was the main one doing the manipulation, even though these people were all equal parties in terms of agreeing to do what they did, which is scamming terminally ill people, which is so fucked up. Everybody got theirs but her. Even it was some foreshadowing in the movie with the dude that came to help her, which that was another thing where it's like, all right, I don't see how you. I mean, I get they explained it in a way where it was cool of how they found him with Hoffman popping up, and then Hoffman pops up in the end credit scene. But I don't know, man. The traps made it. The traps made the payoff of the story, which was done very well, especially for a Saw movie. The story part, the first 40 minutes, an hour of that movie, the traps make that. It makes it a real payoff. Like you feel good, but then at the end, like I said, maybe just to dangle a sequel in your face, they kept old girl alive. But I could have done without that part. Either way, it ties a little bit of the lore together. It makes the first movie and the second movie and the third movie, I think, more fun. Because now you kind of got like a glimpse into how strong some of the relationships were and some of the shit they went through that we didn't see, to where in Saw 2, we might have been like, yo, this nigga's just crazy. I think after a while, some of the movies just got cruel, but the first 3, I think I said this in the trailer review or reaction, those first 3 movies, it goated for their own reasons. Like Saw has never been like top tier cinema, right? Like it's not like the best movies, but we all can agree 1 through 3, maybe up to 4, was cool. 1, 2, and 3 being the best, but I think Saw X fitting in as, like I said, a 1.5 in between 1 and 2. It makes it. I like that. If we had to, it kind of makes up for it. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're gonna redo this universe or keep this universe going in a certain direction, if we had to go through 5 to 7 and then Jigsaw and Spiral to get here, I'm with it. I still gotta watch Jigsaw and Spiral because I heard the same dudes that did this one apparently either produced or wrote Jigsaw and Spiral. I don't know, but it re-sparked that thing I liked about Saw 20 years ago. That thing that I saw as a teenager and was like, yo, what's that about? I gotta see that. So shout out to them. They did a good job with this one, man. I would give it, on a scale of 10, I give it a 9.5. And especially since the last horror movie I saw was Talk to Me. This is, I mean, it's not the same thing. It wasn't supposed to be the same thing, but this is more to my liking than that ever could have been, unless they released the gory version that they said they had and didn't. But because maybe I'll like that one more. But yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, make sure you go see the movie. If you have seen the movie, tell me, even if you haven't seen the movie, tell me what's your favorite Saw movie so far or since seeing this movie in the comments. And if you're new here, hope you like the video. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, I hope y'all have been good, and I hope y'all like this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Be safe.
I'm just trying to fly with you. I'm just rhyming for the time being, trying to find the meaning. These days shit so eclectic, I really live like I'm dreaming, but I still hit the sheets and see.